posted as required by the Texas Open Meetings Act. And we do have a quorum tonight. The first item on the agenda will be if y'all don't mind, we'll do a moment of silence, please. Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Strubhart, would you do our Pledge of Allegiance tonight, please?
Thank you, Mr. President, trustees, Dr. Cavazos, administration, and audience. Tonight's pledge will be led by Jackie Magno. Jackie is a senior at Harlingen School of Health Professions. When she was only 16 years old, she first experienced working alongside a plastic surgeon with Hospital on Wheels in the Philippines. She knew then that part of a life well spent included being kind to others. The memory of holding retractors and clearing blood from the incision Dr. Jim Sanchez, a doctor at Hospitals on Wheels, made while removing a tumor in the patient's body is one that Jackie will never forget. She applied what her parents taught her about kindness to her visit in the Philippines. In her own words, she says that the word kindness is a virtue. It is used to describe a person who strives to be accepting and understanding of others. No matter the circumstance, people who practice kindness are determined to have their peers realize the value and potential in their lives. That was exactly what Jackie did while she was in the Philippines. She continued to help her father, who is a family physician, by recording blood pressure and retrieving medications for patients. A lot of what she learned in her certified medical assisting class at Harlingen School of Health Professions was applied during this mission. And it was reassuring for her to take what she had learned in the classroom to a real life scenario. The main lesson she took from that experience was that you can be 16 and still make a significant impact on people's lives. Jackie's initiative continues at HSHP. She is the Student Council President, HOSA member, Audio Video Club member, Yearbook member, National Honor Society member, Student Advisory Board member, and has volunteered over 200 hours around the community of Harlingen. I have to say she also won the main award at the Student Film Awards last year for her movie. So that, which was incredible, by the way. You didn't have that in here, but she wants to continue her life mission, which is to spread kindness in Houston or Austin, Texas, where Jackie plans on attending either Rice University or the University of Texas. Jackie shares her medical dream with becoming a published author. Her parents tease her for telling an entire backstory before reaching her main point, so she feels she might as well put that habit to good use. All jokes aside, she has been reading and writing ever since she was little, and publishing a book would bring those two passions into full circle. She says if she could go anywhere in the world after medical school, it would be the Philippines. She was there as a high school student, and when she goes back, she wants to go with more knowledge and experience in the medical field. Jackie says that her parents always reassure her that God has a plan for all of us. Therefore, all of the challenges and pitfalls in our lives happen for a reason. It is a piece of advice that has carried her throughout her life and through several stressful days. Ladies and gentlemen, Jackie Magno.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated.
Jack.
I have to, Mr. President, Jackie, I have to, first of all, please say hello to your father. He's not here, right? I don't see him. Is he here? Yeah. Okay. Is your mother here? No. Oh, okay. Well, first of all, I know your dad, phenomenal physician, and please tell him we said hello. And if you ever have any lumpia or pancit left over, call us because we'll we'll take it. We love that. So, but no, thank you for being here. And I thought that introduction was like accomplished, community professional, not somebody who's going to give the pledge tonight. Usually we have like a third grader. It's really cute, but appreciate you being here, but we know you're going to do great things, not only here in this district, but when you go on, wherever you go, and Philippines or wherever. So we're really proud of you. Thanks for being here, and please say hello to your folks for us.
Jackie, I just want to add one thing that I think you have a terrific vision, and your attitude on life, I think it's just really remarkable. And I think you've got a fantastic future ahead of you. I don't know if you've ever heard of Michael Crichton, but he's a great author. He was a medical doctor, and he also wrote some great books. And I think you may be the next one. So
That would be awesome.
Awesome.
okay, thank you. And by the way, there's a gentleman in the back that wants to hire you when you get out of medical school. I hope you'll consider coming back to the Valley.
You don't have to work for him. I don't work for him, and we still have a great relationship. Did he sign up for public comment?
No, not yet. Not officially.
All right. All right, the next item on our agenda is awards and recognitions, and the first item is Mr. Strubhart, Community Partners recognized for standing up for Texas Public Schools.
Thank you, Mr. President, trustees, Dr. Cavazos, administration, and audience. The task of educating the young people of Texas is critically important one, and a task that requires the best efforts of educators, parents, and the community. It is not a task that can be left to others or put off until a more convenient time. When you step up to help, you participate in a noble cause. Tonight, we are pleased to have the opportunity to recognize friends of this district. Here at HCISD, we know the value of the help we have received from Valley Baptist, Texas Regional Bank, and Spoglass, and we are deeply appreciative of these partnerships. We are happy to announce that the generosity they have shown is now recognized at the state level. The Texas Association of School Boards joins with us in recognizing their support for our schools. They will be honored with an addition of their name to the listing on the TASB website of those who are standing up for Texas schools throughout the state. So, on behalf of the HCISD Board of Trustees, the Superintendent of Schools, our students, our staff, and the Texas Association of School Boards, we want to thank our key community partners and recognize them as an example in our community for their unselfish willingness to go the extra mile for our schools. They are an inspiration to others and a true testimony of support. Mr. President, Dr. Cavazos, will you please come forward to help us recognize these outstanding partners? Representing Spoglass, Executive Assistant Margie Lopez. Also representing Spoglass, Senior Superintendent Eddie Rodriguez. Representing Valley Baptist Medical Systems, Chief Executive Officer Manny Vela. And representing Texas Regional Bank, Director, Chairman of the Board, Michael Skeef. Senior Executive Vice President, Chief Credit Officer, Michael Lamon. Senior Vice President, Harlingen Market President, Michelle Robinson. Michelle still holds the record at the pool, by the way. Mhm. And Vice President and Marketing Director Nick Consiglio. Everybody down here, can you get y'all a step down here? All line up right here for a group photo with everybody. Let's get the plaques in the middle. That's why we have people standing behind you that are on the back.
I just want to make one comment. We are really proud of our school system, the Harlingen School District. And one of our major goals is that we want the community involved in our school district. And this community is really involved. And we think that we have really the best school district in the state, by far the best school district in South Texas. And one of the main reasons is because of the participation of community leaders such as these folks that we just honored tonight. That's what makes a difference in a school district. That's what makes our kids excel and makes us special. And really, on behalf of the school district, I'm sure some other colleagues here may want to make some comments, but thank you so much for all you do for the Harlingen School District and our children.
Mr. President, if I could just chime on as well that, I mean, first of all, I think that everybody in the audience knows that you don't have to look very far in the valley or around the state of Texas. A lot of communities have problems. A lot of school districts are having problems because their communities aren't supportive of their public schools, whether it's passing a bond or a TRE or whatever. There's just lots and lots of issues where folks can't get together. And we're just blessed in Harlingen. And strong communities, I feel strong communities come together to support the public schools. And we're just so lucky and so blessed to have amazing talent in this community and leadership around the different industries in Harlingen. And so we're just lucky and blessed to have that support. We don't take that for granted. It's an honor to serve on this board, largely because of the community of Harlingen and the folks that support public schools. And so we couldn't, Dr. Cavazos couldn't do this alone. I mean, it makes it a lot easier when you have that kind of support in the community. So it's just, it's not taken for granted, and we want to involve you even more, whether it's students, doing things, creating a lot of synergy with our schools. It's just so important that we do that. I always feel that you can accomplish so much more when you have a collective impact model, right? When everybody comes together to sort of, for the greater good and make the school system even stronger. And it really does, have a huge impact in what happens in the classroom and what happens in these students' lives. So thank you all for being here. Thanks for your support.
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
excuse me, really quick, I'm pretty much just going to say what these gentlemen just said, which is thank you. A few weeks ago, we had a huge luncheon. The Harlingen Area Educational Foundation hosted a luncheon where we invited members of the community to come and see what it is that we do at HCISD. And I wish you all could come every month for the first hour of our meetings, just to see those recognitions, the students from athletics to the arts to the academics getting recognized, not just at a local level, but at a state level. And that can't happen without a buy-in from the community and professionals like you that are here today getting recognized, and others in our community. So again, just a heartfelt thank you to all of you guys, and just the invitation's there if you guys want to come. Second Tuesday of the month. We'll probably not to go too long.
Mr. President, just real quick. Yes, sir. I remember about 5 years ago going to Houston with Oscar, with Miss Tina Garza, and looking at visiting some campuses there, and we were really impressed with those campuses. And one of the things we walked away with from those campuses was the fact that they had such a strong participation with the community. And we thought to ourselves, I remember talking about this with us on the trip back and saying, wow, wouldn't that be incredible if we could have that? So here we are, 4 or 5 years later, and we're doing it. And it's really profound when you look at it back and look to see where we've come. We've really come a long distance. And thank you, all of you. Our students thrive to be in the community, learning from the hospitals, the nurses, pharmacists, doctors, banking. I mean, it's critical for us to get that level of education with our students. So thank you very, very much.
Well said.
Awesome.
My glasses. All right. We're going to move on at this time. The next item is on awards and recognitions is Duke University's Talent Identification Program and Grand Recognition. Ms. Melissa Parker. Thank you.
Mr. President, trustees, Dr. Cavazos, administration, and audience. The Duke University Talent Identification Program works with students, their families, and educators to identify, recognize, challenge, engage, and help students reach their highest potential. Now in its 39th year, the 7th grade talent search identifies bright 7th graders based on standardized test scores achieved while attending elementary or middle school. Candidates are invited to take the ACT or the SAT college entrance exams as 7th graders, which allows them greater insight into their academic abilities. In addition, they gain valuable benefits and have access to unique resources for gifted students. The students being recognized tonight scored at or above the national average of recent high school graduates on at least one part of the SAT or ACT while in the 7th grade. Tonight, we are extremely proud to honor 4 of the 7 students who have received state recognition for earning scores that are approximately equal to the 50th national percentile rank for college-bound seniors taking either the SAT or the ACT. Only about 35% of the students who participate in the Duke TIP program reach this level. At this time, I invite President Powers and Dr. Cavazos to come forward to present these students with a certificate. From Coakley Middle School, Ms. Emma Moreno took the ACT. And also from Coakley, Eric Soto took the SAT. From Gutierrez, Middle School, Charlotte Hughes took the SAT. And from Bella Middle School, Jezrin Trevino took the ACT. I'd like to also recognize the other students who could not make it this evening. Madison Hushen from Coakley, Jonathan Garcia, and Isabella Jackson from Bella Middle School. So, will the rest of the trustees, I think, come from right? Congratulations, students. We also want to congratulate the parents for supporting their students and for waking up so early on that Saturday morning to get the students to the location and hanging in there with them. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Melissa. Okay, the next item on our agenda is the recognition of PTSA Student of the Month for September. Brianna Vela Garcia.
She's the student of the month.
Good evening, Mr. President, board members, Dr. Cavazos, administration, and audience. I'm delighted to be here this evening to help recognize the first Harlingen City Council PTSA Students of the Month for the 2018-2019 school year. These students proudly represent Harlingen High School South, Early College High School, and Harlingen School of Health Professions. Their interviews this evening speak to why they have been selected.
I'm Natalie Vallejo. I'm 17 years old and I'm from Harlingen High School. Well, I'm currently in JROTC. I've been in it since freshman year, and honestly, it's a really great program. My leadership right now, I am currently a battalion commander, which basically means I'm in charge of the whole program. And also, I'm unarmed commander and color guard commander, which are some really great teams that we have in the program. My dream, well, I really want to join the military once I get out of high school. Of course, I'd like to also go to college, UTSA.
My name is Alyssa Cervantes. I am in 12th grade and I attend Harlingen High School. I am involved in Student Council, National Honor Society, and I am on the varsity basketball team. I am passionate about my schoolwork and keeping up with my grades. I am involved in Student Council, National Honor Society, and the varsity basketball team. I was a varsity basketball team captain my sophomore and junior year. I want to attend either UTSA or Texas A&M College Station, and I would like to become a nurse.
My name is Will Bell. I'm in 12th grade and I go to Harlingen High School South. I'm in tennis, orchestra, NHS, and FBLA. I'm the president of FBLA and orchestra and the parliamentarian of NHS. I'm really passionate about exploring and learning. I would like to go to Vanderbilt University and study chemical engineering. In FBLA, we compete in business events, and I compete in an event called Parliamentary Procedures. And last year we got first place in the state, actually. So we qualified for nationals. Then in tennis, we qualify for regionals. And then in NHS, we just do a lot of community service. My favorite activity is FBLA because it really helps me learn about something I might be doing in my future, and it's just a lot of fun too.
I'm Pablo Ayala. I'm in 12th grade and I attend Harlingen High School South. I'm in the Harlingen South Computer Club, PTSA, and NHS, and I am the vice president of the computer club and the membership chair of PTSA. I'm passionate about technology in general. I like building computers and finding out new stuff that comes out. I want to go to UT Austin and study computer science. I enjoy kind of building stuff, so I guess making something from nothing, so getting all the parts from scratch and building a PC that works and it's functional and just coding. I don't know, I just like building something from nothing.
My name is Logan Hardison. I am 17 years old and I attend Early College High School. Some activities that I'm in are the varsity golf team for South. I'm also in PTSA, and I am the student mentor president for the freshmen. One leadership position I would say is I am a team captain for the varsity golf team. I'm very passionate about classic cars. I would like to maybe one day own a couple of my dream cars that I would say that my parents kind of influenced me on. One dream that I have is to attend Texas A&M University and graduate with my MBA in management. I also plan to finish my pilot's license and eventually one day maybe be a private pilot.
I am Alyssa Dale and I'm a senior at Early College High School. I am involved in student council, yearbook, Owls for Christ, and I am the PTSA parliamentarian. My dream is to attend UTRGV and major in counseling and guidance. I want to go into counseling and guidance because about 3 years ago I lost my mother, so that made me realize how important counseling is. So I want to be able to help people get through that grief.
My name is Matthew Garcia, and I'm a senior at the Harlingen School of Health Professions. I'm a two-time member of Carnegie Hall's National Youth Orchestra, which took us on a 5-week tour of different parts of the world every year. So last year it was South America and this year Asia. And in addition, I'm the HOSA Area 7 Vice President, and I'm hoping to start a new club here at school. I play the viola, and for me that's a very special part of my existence because I feel like it allows me to really elaborate on the feelings that I have inside that really can't be expressed with words. I want to go to Harvard University and major in biochemistry. And I also intend to go to the Harvard NEC dual degree program, where I get to go to Harvard in 4 years and get a bachelor's degree in biochemistry, and in addition, take an additional year at the New England Conservatory and get a master's degree in viola performance.
Trinity Hernandez. I'm currently in PTSA right now. I am the president, and I'm also in Red Cross, and I'm also the president. I had to take up the leadership role of Red Cross because nobody else had, so I had to kind of revamp the club and find a new sponsor. So that was a little bit of a challenge, but jumping into PTSA, the last supervisor, Ms. Phillips, was able to fill me in on that. So those are a couple of leadership roles. I've held many here at HSHP, but I mean, I believe it's made me a stronger person. I feel like if you're passionate about something, you're gonna do it wholeheartedly. And if you're not, then you're not going to put as much effort into it. So I believe if you're constantly passionate about what you want to do or what you want to be in life, I say go for it, because if you don't love something, you're not going to put your 100% in it, and just be you. I currently can't choose, but I want to go to Baylor or A&M, and I'm wanting to do healthcare business management. Although our school doesn't offer the business aspect, I've grown a lot in the healthcare field, and I feel like I'm really stable in this environment to go ahead and pursue a career within the healthcare aspect.
At this time, I'd like to ask our students of the month that are here to stand and be recognized. And if there are any parents or grandparents here, can you also stand to be recognized? Starting tomorrow, this video will be available on YouTube, so y'all can watch it again at home. I'd like to call Dr. Cavazos and Mr. Powers up to take photos with the students, and then we'll take a group photo at the end. So students will be calling you each by name for the certificate. Y'all can sit down. So from Harlingen High School, we have Alyssa Cervantes. We also have Natalie Vallejo. From Harlingen High School, we have Pablo Ayala. Harlingen High School South, my apologies. From Harlingen High School South, we also have William Bell. Okay. From Early College High School, we have Logan Hardison. We also have Alyssa Dale. From Harlingen School of Health Professions, we have Matthew Garcia. And we also have Trinity Hernandez. I'd like to invite the entire board up for a photo, please.
While we're getting set up, I just want to let the record show that she wants to be a hospital administrator. Superintendent, so I'm excited. Ready, 1 and 2. She's like, one day I'm gonna do it.
Mr. President, may I make some comments?
Yes, ma'am, please.
I wanted to congratulate the students for many things. It is very clear that you are standouts, that your leadership is just pouring out of you in so many ways. And I wanted to congratulate you on that. I also thought it was important to note that since you're the first ones of the year, clearly the standards are very high. I don't know how we're going to surpass that, but they were waiting for you. They were ready. And so that too is just very exciting. I also noted as they were going through your career aspirations, what great choices you've made about the paths you're taking. Each and every one of you has a career path laid out for you that is so promising, and where there's going to be plenty of jobs, and particularly jobs for leaders like you. So congratulations on making those good choices. And I also just wanted to say that, you know, while this is a great recognition for you, the service that you're doing to our district is also really wonderful. You are setting the standard high for your peers, for those to follow you. You are making a bigger difference even than what your career and what you're laying out for your future. You're making a difference for your peers in our whole district. So thank you so much for what you're going to accomplish this year and what you've already accomplished.
Ditto.
Thank you, Belinda. All right, the next item on our agenda is to recognition for the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting. Mr. Strubhart.
Thank you, Mr. President. Trustees, Dr. Cavazos, administration, and audience. The Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting has been awarded to Harlingen Consolidated Independent School District by the Government Finance Officers Association of the United States of America and Canada for its comprehensive annual financial report for the 9th consecutive year. The report, prepared by our Business Services Department, has been judged by an impartial panel to meet the high standards of the program. The Certificate of Achievement is the highest form of recognition in government accounting and financial reporting, and its attainment represents a significant accomplishment by a government and its management. Furthermore, this award is indicative of the high expectations our district holds for financial transparency. HCISD understands that maintaining and creating new opportunities for students is contingent upon a district that recognizes the importance of being fiscally responsible to its community. Mr. President, Dr. Cavazos, would y'all please come forward to help us recognize our outstanding business office personnel who made this possible? The following individuals were instrumental in making this achievement possible. Director of Accounting, Ida Ambris. Interim Purchasing Director, Kim Anderson. Yeah, we're gonna do the whole group. We're gonna do it. And our Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Julio Cavazos. Trustees can get all the y'all down here for a group photo. All right, get a picture with the phone here, just in case George messes up. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, George. You're pretty far back, George. I don't know. That's what it was.
So wait a minute, Mr. President, I have a comment. Please. If I could, sir.
Absolutely.
Is this on? Is this not on? I think this was a first, though. The other awards were getting boring but this time I think I heard Shane say, didn't you say this award? I mean, now we're getting awards from Canada. I mean, this is amazing, sir. Very impressive. I mean, you can't just limit yourself to the United States. It's a global kind of award. But honestly, no, how many times have we received this award?
This is the 9th year that we've gotten this award, and again, I owe it a lot to my staff, and they do a great job in preparing the financial report for the auditors to audit. So, this is the 9th year that we've done that.
That's amazing. Congratulations, really proud of you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. The next item is we're going to approve the minutes for several meetings, a couple. August the 14th, 2018, regular board meeting. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion for approval of the August 14th, 2018 regular board meeting.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Mr. De Leon and seconded by Dr. Reiniger, I think. Okay. Is there any changes or additions? If there's none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries unanimously. The public hearing on August 27, 2018.
Mr. President, move approval of the minutes for the August 27th public hearing as presented.
Second.
Moved by Dr. Pettis, seconded by Dr. Muniz. Are there any further additions or corrections? If there's none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries unanimously. Special board meeting on August 27, 2018.
Mr. President, I make a motion to approve the minutes for the special board meeting from August 27th, 2018.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Hymas, seconded by Dr. Reiniger. Any further discussion or changes? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries unanimously. All right, the next item is the approval of the consent calendar.
Mr. President, unless there's any
I
reason
don't
to
think there's any
pull
special
anything
ones.
out, I move approval of the consent calendar as presented.
Second.
Moved by Dr. Pettis and seconded by Mr. De Leon. Is there any further discussions? If there be none, then we vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, consent calendar is approved unanimously. The next item is the principal's report. The Harlingen School of Health Professions, Ms. Tina Garza.
You have an hour, Tina.
I know, they put me right in the middle. They said, you can't mess it up. Double click on the icon in the center. So we've got it. That way, we jump pretty quick in the agenda. There, great. Good evening, Board President, board members, Dr. Cavazos, administration, and audience. Thank you for this opportunity to be present here for you to highlight our journey as a specialty school in HCISD. Our administration and staff have worked diligently over the course of these 4 years, guiding students on their path to realizing their dream. I would like to begin by highlighting our academic accomplishments on the Realizing Our Dream scorecard. As a campus, we are pleased to announce that we earned all eligible distinctions from TEA for 4 consecutive years. In addition to this, we are pleased to announce that we have earned our academic performance that was either maintained or improved in all tested content areas on both the STAR and EOC assessments. Graduating our legacy class was a first for the campus, and this led to accomplishments in the area of college and career readiness. We celebrated a 100% graduation rate, a 100% college career and military readiness rate, an 11% increase in AP scores ranging from a 3 or better, and 50% of the students graduated not only with their diploma, but with industry certification in their area of interest. But academics is only part of the campus experience. Tonight, we will highlight the first 4 inaugural years at Harlingen School of Health Professions and discuss the social-emotional part, which includes the why for students at HSHP. When we started planning this important project 6 years ago, the rationale behind the creation of the campus was to craft opportunities for students to follow their passion in the different areas of the health profession field. Through the design process of the strategic plan, the district was able to collect insightful feedback from Harlingen stakeholders, which guided the work as we established the campus. Designing the space with the help of the community, identifying the staff who would create authentic learning experiences, and engaging students through community presentations and focused hands-on activities was just the beginning. We understood that in order to continue this trajectory for students, it would require additional vision and insight. It was essential to include our medical community members beyond the initial building design, and as a result, HSHP established a medical advisory committee made up of medical professionals from across the community, whose members represent the 6 areas of study offered at the campus. The group functions as a guide for our work, gaining student insight from student focus groups and providing important feedback regarding campus programming. Establishing these specialized partnerships has led to unique medically focused experiences, creating a pipeline to meet the needs in the healthcare field, thereby supporting our students' passion. As we have developed from year to year, rigor and relevance in the classroom has set our students apart. With the incorporation of AP-level coursework and a college focus, our students are now proficient in their academic and hands-on experiences, providing them with a competitive edge both in and out of school. Within the academic day, students focus on academic content and rotations within the advanced healthcare science electives that enable them to hone their skills in the various schools of study. This rotation design shaped a legacy class that was passionate and focused as they prepared for their externship opportunity. 2017-2018 was the culmination of the 4 years of preparation. Our students embarked on the practicum experience in the Harlingen community, and we accomplished this through various partnerships that range from large corporations to individuals in private practice who were willing to give back to the future of Harlingen. Students learned firsthand to give back as caregivers, and those experiences were impactful in planning for their future. The small learning community and the campus culture they experience also served as a support and continues to do so as we enhance student interpersonal skills and collaborative interaction, keeping in line with kindness and the 4 C's: creativity, collaboration, communication, and critical thinking, addressing the first of the 3 A's, which is academics. The foundation of the campus focuses on academics as we prepare students to challenge their post-secondary education. And while academics is important, and we are a strong academic campus, We have adjusted our programming with support from the district to provide our students non-academic outlets to meet their needs based on supporting research that teaches students to balance work and self. These opportunities in the arts and athletics enhance our students' experiences on campus who are up for the challenge. These 3 A's, the academics, arts, and athletics, serves to create and support well-rounded students who are able to balance all 3 areas. As a campus, we will continue to foster student passion, academic excellence, and social and emotional development through campus initiatives as we guide our students to their fullest potential and realization of their dreams. Thank you to our board and community for starting a campus such as this that will impact the future of the Valley and Harlingen for years to come. So at this time, I would like to share campus highlights that include excerpts from a few who have been along on this 4-year journey. So the district looked at our needs based on the area that we live in and the needs of our community. And so health professions was an area that was in dire need of getting a very strong workforce. So the district knew that we had areas that needed to be addressed, and this was a product of all that initiative. So I think the formation of the campus and this facility was inevitable based on the needs of the Rio Grande Valley. So when we started the campus, we started with just 8th and 9th grade. And that was the very first time that I served as principal. It was a new initiative for the district. So there was a lot of newness to it. As we continued to develop each year and we added a grade, every year posed new challenges.
We were just doing core subjects basically. We did have a health science for 9th graders, and now we've evolved it so where 8th graders are taking health science classes. They're getting prepared for their careers a whole lot earlier. We're offering a whole lot more electives in the health field.
Yeah, I've definitely seen this campus improve in many different ways. For one, our coursework, like AP was something new to like everyone at this campus, and I feel like the more we've like gotten into the groove of things on how to teach AP, the better we've done, and it's shown in our results.
I actually entered the school not knowing what exactly I want to go into, so this school actually gave me a great opportunity just to see the medical field. I've actually grown real into dental. I'm actually taking a dental class, so it's helping me prepare for the course outside of high school, going into college.
Since day one, things have gotten a lot smoother, especially with the introduction of more grade levels. There's just more to go by, more resources to go by. I hear that lower grade level teachers are very knowledgeable on their different courses, so if my one teacher might not know a certain topic, I'm very capable of going to another teacher and finding out on my own time.
We are establishing a rigorous path for our students. I think the families are able to achieve what their goals are for their students, and that's for them to be successful, and students are able to leave to go to college, because the competition is not here in Harlingen. The competition is the world, and that's what we're preparing students for.
Even if you're not looking into being a medical professional, there's still a place for you here. There's kids here who want to be in engineering or kids who want to be in business. This is just a really good foundation that'll build, the medical side, but you just get that good foundation of good study habits, of good, like being respectful to other people.
I think anyone can come and attend here, not necessarily those who want to be in the medical field, because I know that there are so many opportunities that don't necessarily correlate with the medical field, but they could. Like, you can go into law, but you could do medical law. You know, there's so many like subgroups and stuff like that. I think the student that should come here is someone who really wants to learn, and they want to be challenged in their coursework, and they want to go to a small campus where it's very family oriented, because I know since the past 5 years that I've been here, the 69 people that are in my class, I am very fortunate to call my family.
So for the future of HSHP, I hope that we could continue to establish that rapport with our community members.
For future generations, I'd like to see others who are passionate about other medical fields like plastic surgery and gastroenterology. I'd like to see more of those programs.
For future generations that pass through this campus, I definitely want to see them more involved in the community Fortunately, we've had the ability to be as involved in the community as possible as a high school student, but I definitely want it to expand, and we have to make a name for ourselves with the hospitals locally and not locally, like around the state.
Thank you to our school board and to Dr. Cavazos for being able to allow students this opportunity. I think it's been tremendous. I think the planning, Dr. Cavazos' famous words, right? Plan the work and then work the plan, I think has been monumental to the success of the school, and we will continue to live by those words and create successes for our students, both now and in the future. So, as a principal, this has been an incredible journey, and I'm honored to have been selected to lead this campus. But before I conclude my presentation, I'd like to recognize this wall of teal behind me. So, my amazing team and Mr. Corton, he didn't wear his teal shirt, so he felt left out, but the girls came, and so I'd like to recognize these teachers because without them, this would not be possible. Thank you for the opportunity, and that concludes my presentation for this evening. So do y'all have any questions or comments? Oh.
Lots of questions.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Start with Dr. Reiniger.
Absolutely.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak. It's truly been an honor to watch your team and your students mature through this process. I've been fortunate to just have different interactions with you, and at the end of the school year, was able to do some mock interviews with some of your graduating seniors at the time, and I was impressed by every single one of them. And particularly, I just want to recognize your team. Every time I walk in the building, you are prepared, you're positive, those students are engaged by you. It is truly amazing to be in that facility and see what you're doing, and your scores show it. It's working. So thank you so much, every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I just want to, first of all, thank you for doing the mock interviews. That's awesome, because I know that the students really benefited from that. But very impressed with your students, with their, I don't want to say they're better, but almost better spoken than the teachers and and the principal, which says a lot, really, about what y'all are doing there. Amazing. I mean, I was like amazed. I was like, wow. I mean, we should hire some of them for our PR. But, no, really, just you guys continue to impress with me with what you all are doing with the collaboration, the community, and the partnerships. I can't tell you how many folks have just bragged about the district, and then what comes to mind oftentimes is, and that School of Health Professions. And it comes to and so y'all have really sort of helped the brand of HCISD just with that one school, right? We can say that about a lot of schools in the district, but that comes to mind just because, I mean, just a brilliant concept. I really think this sort of, when I say to a lot of folks that we're creating a school district of choice, this sort of this school really kind of epitomizes that. Really, it's the sort of our gem in my mind, and it's not the only one, so I don't want to get in trouble here, but it really is, just from a collaborative learning space to the type of instruction to everything else. Really excited to see what happens to those students, and that was going to be my one question: is sort of how do we plan to sort of keep track of our alumni, so to speak? And I know you know them all very well.
We do. We do.
And
we've been
including
working.
one of your own, but
yes.
How do you how do you plan to sort of figure out ways to sort of engage with them and continue to keep tabs of what they're doing? Because I guarantee you that some of them would appreciate a little mentoring here and there, at least the first couple of years. And but it'd be nice to sort of invite some of them back to see what they're doing and to tell their story. But anyway, again, kudos to you. Y'all are doing a great job, and continue to keep calling folks in the community, because I can tell you for a fact, because I've talked to a lot of them, they appreciate getting a call from you and your staff to participate in some way, whether it's hey, can you take a couple students, or would you come speak, whatever. Just continue to do that, and however we can help facilitate that, let us know. So thank you all for your leadership.
I was going to tell you, we did invite the seniors back to come back during their Christmas break, to come and establish that legacy, because there were no seniors to give them advice. And so we asked them and posed that challenge to them. We had one young man that came the first day of class, And he showed up to the school, and I said, "What are you doing here, Justin? You already graduated." He goes, "I had to come tell you how my first day of college was." And so he loved it because they gave out the syllabus, and in 20 minutes, class was dismissed. So, well, you do get some of those gimmies, but they were very excited. So we've been hearing from them through electronic and through social media. And so they've been letting us know and asking us for advice on essays and, and what should I do? And so it's been great. And so we hope to have a lot of them back at Christmas break so they can come and share that. And so we'll make sure we capture that for you guys. And share
And
that
I would
with
just
you.
add to continue to put them in front. I mean, exposure is key, right? The more professionals they're exposed to is going to reap a lot of rewards. I mean, because you never know. I mean, this happened with your own son, I believe, and with other folks. But, through that exposure comes like, maybe I don't want to do this. I want to do that,
Right.
And it just opens their mind up in so many different ways that you can't even really fathom, because, anyway, just keep doing what you're doing, and we're excited to see where the future holds for HP.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Real quick, absolutely love working with you and your team. You guys have an amazing team, but more importantly, the students. I mean, the richness, the culture you have. I heard the word familia being used. That's super important for your culture, of course, and it's really cool when you go to these graduations, right? This last first year graduation, and Dr. Cavazos and I had the opportunity to go out there and see some of the teachers come back from all over the United States to say, "Hey, good job." I mean, that says a lot about the power and the strength that's going on with the students and the teachers. That blew my mind away. That connection was beautiful, powerful, etc. And then what the other thing that stood out at that graduation was that several of the students came up to me, which no big deal, right? But your counselor came up to me and said, "That's crazy that they all went up to you and know you by your name." And, well, yeah, we have this connection. That's what we're talking about all night long. We were talking about community connections, and that's what we want. So continue to do the great work. It clearly shows from my point of view. You got some amazing people there, and you got some amazing students. Congratulations.
Thank you. We are very fortunate. We appreciate that. Thank you, gentlemen.
Great job.
Yes.
Tina, but just
Yes,
one
sir.
last thing. It seems like just yesterday that I was looking at the pictures that you put on the
We were
program.
walking those concrete slabs, right?
It was incredible, but you've done a marvelous job, and you've got a great staff, and I think your program also demonstrates what we honored those people earlier tonight for community involvement. Particularly, I know there's several board members here that are active participants in programs, and a lot of people in the community, and I think you're a great star for the district. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tina.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, the next item is my favorite item, public comments.
Manny?
Do we have any?
Oh, no, wait.
Did Manny leave?
Manny left.
We have none. Oh, shucks. Okay, I'm disappointed. Okay. Next, we have matters related to curriculum and instruction, and Dr. Noyola on Transformation Teaching and Learning Committee report.
Thank you, Mr. President, Dr. Cavazos, board members, senior team, and audience. At the September 4th Transforming Teaching and Learning Committee meeting, we had two presentations that were brought forward. The first presentation was conducted by Melissa Parker, our Director of Advanced Academics. She brought forward a presentation titled Measuring College and Career Readiness, where she focused on the performance of our students in the Advanced Placement Program. The Advanced Placement Program provides students an opportunity to take challenging college-level coursework in high school. At the completion of those courses, students have an opportunity to take an advanced placement test, where if they are successful, they would receive college credit. This year, our students were able to collectively garner more than 1,300 college credit hours based on their advanced placement performance, and we continue to see those college credit hours increase on a yearly basis. Through her presentation, Mrs. Parker shared various data dealing with the number of students who had taken exams, the number of students scoring 3s or better, which is the passing standard for advanced placement tests. She shared the number of AP scores with 3 or better by subject, in addition to some additional data. Along that line, she also spoke to the work that is currently happening by the Global Achievement Design Team, designed to address our AP programming and how we will continue to reinforce our students and provide support for them. Through her presentation, she outlined some projects that are underway dealing with professional development, some curriculum adjustments that are happening, changes to fee structures that would allow more of our students to be able to have opportunities to take these assessments, as well as some student and staff recognitions that are currently in play. So with some of these adjustments, we're hopeful to continue to see success coming from our AP exams. And so on a yearly basis, we bring that performance back to share with you on how our students are doing within our college and career readiness programming. The second presentation was done by Lori Romero, our Assistant Superintendent for Elementary Education. Through her presentation titled Redesigning the Pre-Kindergarten Experience, Mrs. Romero shared some of the work that's happening in our early childhood programming. In particular, we have seen a lot of change that has happened in that programming as part of the results of our strategic plan and a number of initiatives that have been brought forward. Because of that work, certainly we've seen increases in enrollment in our pre-kindergarten programming. And so with her presentation, she shared a little bit about some research that we're currently doing to meet the needs of our pre-K students, particularly as it relates to our small and large campuses. Both campuses have unique needs, and so one of the things that she shared were some options that are being considered on how to meet the needs of our students at both of these types of campuses. She did share that our design team this year will be looking at that. She did outline a couple of options that are under consideration, but certainly as the design team goes to work and continues to do research, they'll be bringing forward some recommendations later on in the year on how to best meet the needs of our pre-K students. We're excited at the work that's happening both with our youngest students and our oldest students, and so we're looking forward to some of the successes that we'll see from that work. Dr. Perez chairs our Transforming Teaching and Learning Committee. So Dr. Perez, I don't know if there's anything else that you would like to add.
Well, nothing to add, just again, wanted to commend the great work going on in the HCISD, and Dr. Noyola, thank you for bringing both these, and Dr. Cavazos for bringing both of these topics to the committee for the board to sort of discuss. And I appreciate the abbreviated presentations to allow time for questions and answers with the board. That's always, I think, more meaningful to the board anyway, and so I really appreciated that. The AP dual, I just want to tell you that the board is very excited with the work that's going on there, and we take notice that the work you've been doing this past few years is sort of paying off, and you see that with the sort of the increase in the number of those students that score 3 or higher in those. So that's very great track record and a very great, I guess, indication of what's to come in the future. So we're really excited about that. We also sort of learned about the fact that we're sort of now separating the AP and the dual credit. And again, I want to applaud the district, for that. And it's going to allow for more opportunities to sort of see sort of the pros and cons of each, right? And I think that it's nice that y'all are finding more and more ways to educate our students and the parents about the benefits of each. And in some cases, the cons, there's also cons, right? Because we have example after example of students that come back and say, gosh, had I not taken this many dual credit, I could have gotten into this college or that college at whether at the university, or it affected me with this different scholarships or with different funding from the state level. Just et cetera, et cetera. And then there's also students that come back and say, gosh, had I really known that taking those tests was kind of so important in terms of preparing me, and that kind of. So every kid's different. Every situation is different. All we can do is to continue to sort of track it. Of course, make each one the highest rigor that we can and the best learning experience that we can, and then just sort of educate our community about sort of each one and let them decide what they want to do. I think they're both remarkable programs. I think we just want to make sure that everybody knows, sort of which one's best for them. And I think there was a couple of examples that y'all said at the meeting in terms of, where that can be in sort of dual versus AP. And in some cases, they're gonna wanna do a little mix and match of both. So, excited about the future of that. Thank you for doing that. And thanks, Melissa. Is Melissa still here? She's not here. Just please pass along to her how impressed we are with her work. I mean, just really amazing in such short time frame. I think she's been with us like a couple months or whatever, maybe how long? 2 years. But she's done so much in her short time frame, and we really appreciate her. Secondly, just the pre-K, Lori, just again, really impressive with what's going on with our pre-K, our early childhood education population. And again, we don't know where that's going to go. We know that you and your folks, your design team, have their work cut out for them, but all I can tell you is how excited we are, not only because we know how it's going to really, I think, take the pre-K experience even to another level, but it's going to help the district in so many other ways, right? And to help a lot of campuses in so many other ways. So whatever y'all can come up, in my book, it's going to be a win. And I know that y'all will figure out a way to prepare the system and the community for that change. And so, anyway, thank y'all. Y'all are doing amazing work, and we're super proud of all the things that y'all bring to this committee, and let us sort of at least take a dabble in it, even if we don't quite understand all of it all the time. But y'all, sort of for a brief moment, treat us like colleagues and let us kind of. But we trust you implicitly that y'all are going to continue to do the best thing for our students, and we're so proud of all the work that all y'all administrators are doing. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Noyola and Dr. Pettis. The next item that we're going to move on to is matters relating to business services, and Julio Cavazos on the approval of resolution to adopt the tax rate.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Powers, Dr. Cavazos, board members. Agenda item number 8A is approval of resolutions to adopt the tax rate. We are proposing a tax rate of $1.31.8 per $100 worth of taxable value, $1.17 for maintenance operation, and $14.8 for interest and sinking. It is the same as last year. All steps have been taken to comply with the truth and taxation regulations. We did discuss this at our public hearing last month. We recommend approval. Be glad to answer any questions the board might have.
Any questions? All right.
Move approval to adopt the tax rate as presented by Mr. Carlos.
Second the motion.
Moved by Dr. Pettis, seconded by Dr. Muniz. Is there any further discussion?
Just a quick question, Mr. Cavazos, to remind the board and the community what year, I believe it's the 99 bonds that come off next?
Yeah, 1999 bonds will come up in about 8 years off of the tax roll, yes.
So that's in year 2020,
27?
2027?
Mhm.
Okay, just,
Yeah.
thank you.
That's right.
Any further questions? All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries unanimously. The next item is the consideration for approval to award construction services contract for the HCISD 2018 video surveillance project camera additions at 18 elementary campuses. Bid number CNSV 0918. Julio?
Yep, thank you, Mr. Powers, Dr. Cavazos, board members. Agenda item 8B is consideration approval for the video surveillance systems for our elementaries. We did solicit proposals and we received 5. We're recommending the highest rank offer of TelePro at a cost of $167,628. We're also recommending to purchase items 1 and 5 from the list they submitted for inventory stock at an additional cost of $14,721. This is below our anticipated budget of $220,000, so we're pleased with those results. Be glad to answer any questions the board might have.
Mr.
Can-
President,
what-
I have a question.
Well, we can do it during the, you can make a motion.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion for consideration for approval to award the construction service contract for the HCISD 2018 as presented, our video surveillance project camera as presented.
Second.
Okay, it's moved by Dr. Muniz, seconded by Mr. Hymas. Any discussion?
Just a quick question on the, so that was like $38,000 below budget.
It was. We're pleased with those results. We did contact the vendor, make sure that they did submit as submitted by specifications, and they did agree that that's what they submitted. So.
And is that like I mean, I guess it's, some of the costs of these are very dynamic and that kind of stuff, so you can sometimes, it's not surprised to be off by that much,
I mean, I guess how do you get to that situation where you're off by that much? I mean, I'm just curious.
Sometimes it's the labor cost, you know, some companies have different labor rates, and a lot of it's inventory, I mean, the camera systems that they're proposing, so most of it would be labor savings, yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
May I ask one other question?
Yes, ma'am.
And so also part of this is that the systems are integrated, because what's really exciting is that there's systems in place, but now we're adding to
Yes.
those systems. So
Yeah,
that's all part of
absolutely.
it.
This will be in addition to the systems that we have to expand the number of cameras that we have at those elementaries. And again, it's for all 18 elementaries that we have. We include a new pathways as part of those as well.
Well, and since you brought it up, it gets me thinking, the maintenance of all that going forward, does that inherently increase our maintenance costs to sort of monitor those things, make sure they're working, or troubleshoot them when they're not working, things like that? I mean, we've had cameras and that haven't worked before and certain things.
Yeah.
I mean, have we thought about that, or do we have capacity for that?
Sure. I mean, and I'll answer the question, and Oscar might want to chime in. We do, you know, that's where we had, you know, the inventory stock. We do want to buy some additional cameras for inventory. And absolutely, it does increase the cost. I'm not sure how many cameras we have district-wide, but we have a lot more than what we had 5, 6, 7 years ago. So that does add to the cost, and also probably the maintenance cost as well.
Yes, we use our maintenance staff for the small projects, but when we get bigger projects like this, we do have vendors. We go out to outsource to help us do some of the bigger jobs, because we wouldn't be able to handle it all with the staff we have.
And then I
So our
guess
staff
on a-
maintains the small projects.
On a day-to-day basis, who does the principal call? Like if there's, you know, 3 cameras in the campus not working, like, give us an idea of how does that work? I mean,
They submit a work order and immediately goes to the foreman who oversees the electronic technicians, and they get the work order
So
that day or the next day.
your department covers that,
Yes.
no issues, okay.
And
Thank-
since we're buying stock cameras, we'll already have the parts to go replace them immediately.
Thank you.
Any other questions? We have a motion by Dr. Muniz, seconded by Mr. Hymas. We'll proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries unanimously. The next item is matters relating to district operations. And Mr. Tapia, the first item is approval of change order to increase the original contract sum for the civil site improvements at Milam, Bonham, Travis Elementary Schools.
Yes, thank you, President Powers, members of the board. This is a change order to the contract that we have with Peterson Construction. We had some additional concrete work we had to do at Milam Elementary, where some of the sleeve drains were located. And we also ran into some underground electrical systems that we did not know were there, which they hit when they were digging out some of the drain pipes. So we're asking to increase the contract in the amount of $3,115.81. This was discussed in more detail on the Facilities Committee meeting, so we're recommending approval.
Do I have a motion?
Any questions?
Mr. President, I move to approve the change order request to increase the original contract sum for the civil site improvements at Milam, Bonham, and Travis Elementary Schools.
Second.
Moved by Dr. Reiniger, seconded by Dr. Muniz. I'm sorry, excuse me, Mr. Hymas, excuse me. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries unanimously. The next item is approval of change order to increase the original contract sum for the multipurpose building interior renovations at Bonham, Lamar, Long, and Wilson Elementary Schools. Mr. Tapia.
Yes, President Powers, members of the board. This is another change order that we discussed at the Facilities Committee meeting. This is for the multipurpose buildings. And as I explained previously, the perforated panels that we put on were still a little bit translucent, where you could see behind some of the old insulation, which we were trying to cover to begin with. So we came up with a solution, working with the architect, to put an additional liner that just blocks all the view of anything behind the perforated panels. So we're going to do that to all of the elementaries. And we're also painting 2 of the cinder block below the panels. Now that you have brand new panels, the old block looks a little dingy and old. Could use a paint job so that the whole facility looks nice. So we added 2 elementaries to do that. So we're asking for a contract. We used some of the contingency fund that we had available. So we're still short $3,568. So that's what we're recommending, to increase the contract so we can complete this job. Administration recommends approval.
Mr. President, I make a motion to approve the change order to increase the original contract sum for the multipurpose building interior renovations at Bonham, Lamar, Long, and Wilson Elementary Schools.
I've got a motion by Mr. Hymas, seconded by Mr. De Leon. Is there any further discussion on this item? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries unanimously. The Facility Committee report, Mr. Tapia.
Yes, President Powers, members of the board, Dr. Cavazos. Facilities Committee meeting was held September 4th. Gave an update on all the TRE projects. The big project that we started last month was the Treasure Hills Elementary New Classroom Wing addition. All the fill dirt's complete. They built it up to elevation now. As soon as the rain clears, we'll start drilling the piers. We also gave an update on the roadway drives and drainage improvements at Bonham and Travis, as well as some drainage improvements at Milam and Vernon. We gave an update on the athletic tracks at both high schools. Both projects are substantially complete and both fields are being used. And we recently completed the bleachers on the visitor side so that we can have the visitors sit opposite our home field. Also gave an update on the South HVAC projects. We're 99% complete. Everything's pretty much done. We're just working on some minor little punch lists of 1 or 2 units that have some issues that we're trying to address. The multipurpose buildings, we just approved the change order to move that project forward. Vernon Choir is having some small renovation work done to it. Again, we showed some pictures and some of the progress they're doing there. The security fencing work, we had to rebid that project because the first bid, we only had 1 bidder. So due to lack of vendor participation and kind of a high price, we decided to rebid it and work on the scope a little bit more. We should be getting bids to award it at the October board meeting. The elementary school surveillance camera project, we just approved the change order for the additional cameras we're gonna add at the elementaries. And I presented the change orders that you just approved and 1 final payment closeout that we're doing to get off our project list. And then the meeting concluded with Julio Cavazos giving an update on the financial report for the TRE activities. And so at this point, I'll turn it over to our facilities chair, Mr. Powers, for any questions you all may have.
Just want to comment, the progress at Treasure Hills has been really good. I think you seem to be very pleased and everything seems to be moving along quickly. I hope this weather that we're encountering isn't going to set us back too far. Do you have any discussions or anything on that at this time?
We're having a meeting there Monday. I know all this week it's supposed to rain, and Friday we're getting some more heavy rain. So we're hoping after that it gives us about 3-4 days to dry out so we can continue working. So we'll discuss that in more detail Monday.
I'm sure we had some days in there in our estimate, didn't we? Some delayed days?
Yeah, we normally have normal work days. Each month has about 3 or 4 rain days. So throughout the whole year, I think there's like 16 days that are normal rain days that are already in the contract. But if we go beyond that, then the contractor is entitled to additional days.
The only other thing is, I'd like to comment on is the security fencing. I think y'all did a great job. It's, if y'all have had the opportunity to drive around the campuses of the high schools, it's very, very well done and looks very secure. So thanks for a great job.
And that was in the phase we did through the field turf projects with the mini stadiums. We had a partial of that fencing work in there. That's what you're seeing right now. The remainder of it, to finish it out, will be the project we're rebidding.
Super. All right. Thank you, Oscar. Job well done.
Thank you.
All right. The next item is to adjourn into close or executive session pursuant to Texas Government Code sections 551.071, 551.072, 551.074, and 551.082, the Open Meetings Act, for the following purposes. 1, discussion regarding bids received at the July 3rd, 2018 tax resale on property struck off to Cameron County for itself and other taxing jurisdictions. Discussion regarding purchase of real estate and discussion of employment of teachers and other professional staff. I thought we changed our contractors on that.
No,
Oh, okay. All right, at this time, we adjourned into closed session.
Thank you, Ms. Ryan. Good
Put
first
my glasses on. Consideration and possible action. Oh, there's no action on this one. On the
Yes,
first
there
item.
is.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
First
there-
one, yes, yes.
on the property struck.
Okay, consideration and possible action on bids received at the, oh, I'm sorry, excuse me, I got confused. At the July 3rd, 2018 tax resale and property struck off to Cameron County for itself and other taxing jurisdictions. Do I have a motion?
I move that we move forward as recommended by staff on the possible actions of bids received at July 3rd, 2018 tax resale on properties struck off to Cameron County for itself and other taxing jurisdictions.
Second the motion.
We have a motion by Dr. Reiniger, seconded by Dr. Muniz. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries unanimously. The next item is not an action item, right?
No action on item B, sir.
And then, so, item number C is consider employment of teachers and other professional staff. Do we have a motion?
Move approval for employment of teachers and other professional staff as presented by administration.
Second?
It's been moved by Dr. Pettis, seconded by Mr. Hymas. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion carries unanimously. We are adjourned.